Student, in today's video, we will be discussing about the 14 principle of management given by Henry Fayol. So before that, let's see who was Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol was the classical school theorist, and he was born on 1841 and died on 1925. He was he was related with a French management theorist, and he was also working as a mining engineer. Now, when we talk about Henry Fayol was the one who was first identified the four functions of management, that was planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Right? He was the first one who has identified that these four functions of management are very important for the success of any organization. Henry Fayol was called as the father of modern management also, and he was also called as administrative management father, because his theory has given more focus on the administrative management. In earlier video, as we have discussed about F.W. Taylor, whose theory was giving more focus on reshaping of factory management, which was related with the scientific management, and that was the reason he is called as a father of scientific management also. Henry Fayol has shifted his focus and he has given more focus for the administrative management. Right? So now today, that was the reason we called him a father of general management also, and the principle which was given by Henry Fayol was applied into each and every organizations. So let's discuss about the different principles which was given by Henry Fayol. Right? Okay, so let's start with the first principles, because he has given the 14 principles. Let's start with the first principle given by Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol has given the first principle, and that principle was called as division of work. Now in this video screen, you can able to see that when we talk about learning 14 principles, the student get confused. Right? So I am going to display you the shortcut of learning these 14 principles in a sequence manner also. You can see it, how we can easily learn it. Now this is the shortcut way, that USSR, user, right? And in the right hand side it is OIC, reply. So these alphabet are the one which are going to contain all the 14 principle of management. So you need to remember these short alphabet here. Now let's start with the first principle of management, and that was division of work, which say, right, these are the shortcut. D, that D for division of work, A for authority and responsibility, the another D means the discipline, U means unity of command, C means centralization and decentralization, and then U means unity of directions, S means scalar chain, S means stability of tenure, R means remuneration, and the another side, in the right hand side, OIC is written there, where O basically means order, I means initiative, S means subordination of individual interest to general interest, E means equity, and the another last E means spread the corps. So these are the full 14 principle given by Henry Fayol. In shortcut way you can learn it, that you see user OIC. Right? Let's start with the first principle of management, and that is division of work. Now let's see what the first principle of management, division of work, say according to Fayol. According to Fayol, he suggests that work should be divided into small and manageable tasks. Right? He say that it is difficult for a person to do all the work, because everybody does not have all the qualities. So he suggests that the total work should be subdivided into small parts first, and these small parts should be allocated to those employees, those who are expert in those field, and these people are called as specialists. They have the special knowledge about that, and just because of their specialization, the organization can able to reduce the wastage of resources and can also able to reduce the risk of a business. So here, according to this principle of division of work, his main purpose was dividing work into a small task, manageable task, and giving the work or small task to that person who is special in that field, so that work can be divided, the burden can be divided, and because it is going through or it is going to be done by specialist people, the resources can be less wastage and the reduced risk can be reduced. This is the first principle, division of work, which say dividing work into small tasks and job. Now the next principle of Henry Fayol say about authority and responsibility. Children, authority and responsibility are two very important words here. Let's understand what is authority first. Authority means power. Power of what? Power of taking decision. Right? Responsibility means what? Responsibility means obligations. Obligation of what? Completing that time, that work or the work which is assigned to you by your superior. Right? So simply you can understand authority power होती है और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या होती है? हमारी ऑब्लिगेशंस होती है, हमारा जॉब होता है जो हमें असाइन किया गया काम करने के लिए. नाउ when we say about authority and responsibility, according to Fayol, he say that authority is the right to give order and obtain obedience, and responsibility is the corollary of authority. He said that authority क्या है? किसी को एक right देना कि वो ऑर्डर दे सके, किसी को पावर देना कि वो दूसरे से ओबीडियंसी को एक्सेप्ट कर सके, और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है कि जो आपको काम दिया गया है आप उसे कंप्लीट कर सके, आपके असाइंड काम को, राइट. सो दिस से ऑथोरिटी. नाउ व्हेन वी से अबाउट ऑथोरिटी, ऑथोरिटी इज बोथ फॉर्मल एंड इनफॉर्मल. फॉर्मल और इनफॉर्मल बेसिकली मीन्स जब ऑफिशियल मैनर में एक मैनेजर अपने वर्क को या किसी पावर को अपने सबॉर्डिनेट को देता है, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज फॉर्मल ऑथोरिटी. जब अनऑफिशियल मैनर्स में आपको पावर मिलती है, दैट इज़ गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज इनफॉर्मल ऑथोरिटी. राइट. नाउ दिस इज ऑल अबाउट the Fayol second principle, authority and responsibility, where he say that manager should give certain power to his subordinate also, by which he can able to encourage or motivate the subordinate and also able to reduce his burden also. And when he is giving certain task to his subordinate, he should also give certain power. If you are only giving responsibility, you are not giving authority, then it will not work. The next principle of Fayol say that is discipline. According to this principle of Fayol, he say that every organization should obtain or should follow the rules and regulation which is made by the top level. He say that discipline is basically what? Discipline is basically obedience to the organizational rule. It is basically employment agreement which are necessary for working of the organization. If you talk about discipline inside the organization, how we are able to maintain the discipline? Whenever there is any job given to the employee, they used to sign an employment agreement. In that agreement, all the rules, regulations are written. So if in case we want to maintain a proper discipline inside the organization structure, we need to follow all the rules and regulations which are written in the employment contract, right? So if any organization is properly disciplined, that organization will definitely achieve their objective. Now in short way we can understand discipline is doing what you know need to be done, and even when you don't want to do it. It basically means if there is certain rules which is made by the organizations, you should be knowing that you should do this thing, and no matter whether you want to do it or not, but you have to follow the rules and regulation of the organization. That is the third principle of Henry Fayol, discipline, which need to be followed into the organizations for getting success. Now his fourth principle say unity of command. According to the structures also, diagram also you can see here. Let's first understand what it basically say. According to Fayol, he say that there should be only one boss for every individual employee, right? And in case if an employee is getting order from more than two superior, the same time the principle of unity is going to be violated. Means there should be only one boss over one subordinate. One subordinate should not get instruction for more than one boss. In case this is happening, a single subordinate is there who is getting instruction from many bosses, again the confusion is going to be created inside the organizations, and it is going to disturb the work of organization also and the employee also. So unity of command, basically you can see from the diagram the red circle which is basically showing the superior, and the green circle which is showing the subordinate. It means 3 subordinate are there here in the first side right approach mein, right? But they all 3 are getting instruction from one boss only. It means we are following the unity of command principle here. If you see the second diagram there where it is written wrong approach, you can see 2 are there, 2 red circle are there. It means 2 superior are there, 2 boss are there, and 3 subordinate are there. All these 3 subordinate are getting instruction from both the bosses. It means these 2 circle bosses, right? So what is going to happen? Because every person has their own manner of doing or taking work from another. So in that case, the conflict can arise. That is the reason he say that there should be unity of command. One person, one individual should get instruction from only one boss. Now the next say unity of directions. Now unity of direction, basically according to this principle, Fayol said all the unit of an organization should be moving toward the same objective through coordinated manner. He say that, like we can take examples here, that in an organization there might be many departments which are working. It can be production department, marketing department, selling department, then human resources department. Every department have their own objective, but these all department or these all groups should work in such a way that main objective of the business can be achieved. So what need to be done here? They all need to be united and they all need to be follow the same direction of achieving common goal. Now this was the fifth principle given by Henry Fayol. Now the sixth principle of Henry Fayol says subordination of individual interest to general interest. Now this principle say, let's discuss little bit about first what is general interest and what is individual interest. Now when we say about individual interest, individual means we are talking about the employee of the organization, whether it is the manager, whether it is a labor, whether it is anybody else. We are talking about a one person right now that time, right? सो हर एक पर्सन के अपने ऑब्जेक्टिव होते हैं, अपने इंटरेस्ट होते हैं, अपने गोल होते हैं. एक एम्प्लॉय का गोल क्या हो सकता है? अच्छी सैलरी लेना, राइट? लेकिन बिजनेस का क्या होता है? सिर्फ एक ही ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है, गोल होता है. वो क्या होता है? प्रॉफिट को अर्न करना, राइट? सो दैट कॉमन गोल इज that is going to be called as general interest, and employee goal is going to be called as individual interest. According to this principle of Fayol, he said that interest of the organization should take priority over individual interest. It means the employee of the organization should give more importance to the organizational objective instead of giving priority to their own objective. They should think about first priority they should give to the achieving the common goal of organization, that is profit earning, and then they have to come through with their individual interest, right? So here the manager also need to make a balance. They also has to see that the common objective also get achieved and the individual objective also get achieved. But first priority need to be given to the general interest. General interest means the organizational interest, that is getting profit. The next principle of Henry Fayol say about remuneration of employee. According to Henry Fayol, he say that the employee remuneration should be fair, reasonable and satisfactory. What is fair here? Fair basically means we need to remunerate employee according to their work. The remuneration or the salary which we are giving to our employee, it should be reasonable, it should justify their work, and the employee should be satisfied, because a satisfied employee will able to give satisfaction to the employer also. According to the remunerations, what is fair, reasonable and satisfactory remuneration? He said that a remuneration which is giving satisfaction to both the parties. Who are the both party? The employee and the employer. That remuneration is going to be called as fair, reasonable and satisfactory remuneration. He said that there should not be any kind of dissatisfaction among the employees regarding their remunerations, because if it occurred, there will be more employee turnover, right? Or whenever there will be more employee turnover, the new employee we need to join, and whenever any new employee join, we need to use our lots of resources for the purpose of developing him. So we should pay that remunerations amount to the employee which is not overburdening the employer also, and which is satisfying the employee also. The next principle of Henry Fayol say about centralization or decentralization? Now, centralization and decentralization are two very important words here, which you are going to cover in your later on chapter also in a deep manner. Centralization क्या बोलता है? Centralization बोलता है concentration of decision making authority is called as centralizations. राइट यानी जहाँ पे हम लोग जो डिसीजन अथॉरिटी होती है, डिसीजन लेने की अथॉरिटी होती है या पावर होती है, किसी एक के पास ही होती है, उसे हम आगे नहीं देते हैं, किसी दूसरे को शेयर नहीं करते हैं, हैंड ओवर नहीं करते अपने सबॉर्डिनेट को, वो पॉलिसी हो गई आपकी सेंट्रलाइजेशन. और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन इज जस्ट अपोजिट ऑफ दिस, वे इट इज़ डिस्पर्सल अमंग मोर देन वन पर्सन, इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी नोन एज डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. जहाँ पे आप लोग जो अथॉरिटी होती है, पावर होती है डिसीजन मेकिंग की एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर, एक से ज़्यादा लोगों के पास में होती है, वो पॉलिसी होती है आपकी डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. अकॉर्डिंग टू फ्योल, ही से देयर शुड बी अ बैलेंस बिटवीन subordinate involvement through decentralization with manager, and there should be a retention of final authority through centralization. He said we need to follow centralization also, decentralization also. We should ask suggestion, we should take suggestion from the employees also. आपको सबॉर्डिनेट को भी इन्वॉल्व करना पड़ेगा डिसीजन मेकिंग में, लेकिन जो फाइनल डिसीजन होता है वो किसका होना चाहिए हमेशा? वो होना चाहिए हमेशा मैनेजर्स का. सो देयर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर बैलेंस बिटवीन सेंट्रलाइजेशन और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन. नाउ द नेक्स्ट प्रिंसिपल से अबाउट द स्केलर चेन पॉलिसी. Now, according to this principle of scalar chain policy, an organization consists of superior and subordinate. The formal line of authority from highest to lowest rank are known as scalar chain. Now, you can see from here also this diagram of triangular shape here. A, B, C, D, E, F, it's all written here. These are basically the position, right? According to the label. Label we have already discussed, so I don't think you should have issues here to understand it. Top, middle and operational level we have done. So the person who is sitting at the top, that is A, इसकी पोजीशन क्या होगी? टॉप की होगी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. देन बी, देन योर सी, डी, ई, एफ, जी, सेम थिंग लाइक बी, एल, जी, एम, दे आर शेयरिंग अ सेम पोजीशन अकॉर्डिंग टू द डिपार्टमेंट, राइट? अकॉर्डिंग टू स्केलर चेन पॉलिसी, व्हाट ही से that organization should have a proper superior and subordinate communication system. और ये communication system कैसा होना चाहिए superior और subordinate में? This formal line of authority from highest to lowest rank are known as scalar chain system. It means जहाँ पे जो communications होता है highest level से start होके lowest level तक जाता है, इस formal line of communication को organization में क्या बोलते हैं? Scalar chain system बोलते हैं. Like A will communicate, if A want to communicate something to G, he will be not directly communicating it to G, he will be communicating it to B, then C, then D, then E, then F, then G, right? It means A will communicate to B, B will communicate to immediate superior C will communicate to its sorry student, it's not superior, subordinate. A will communicate to its subordinate B, B will communicate to its subordinate C, and C will communicate to D. In this way, this communication will occur till to G. So this is what? This is a formal line of communications authority from highest to lowest, and this is called as scalar chain, where we are communicating according to the rank system, right? Now, according to Fayol, he say that there will be certain situation where it will occur where we need to communicate the things very fast. And if we are following completely scalar chain system in that manner, it will take much time to communicate things from one label to another or one employee to another. So कई बार ऐसी इमीडिएट सिचुएशन या इमरजेंसी सिचुएशंस आ सकती हैं जहाँ पे हमें क्या करनी पड़ती है? दिस स्केलर चेन को वॉयलेट करना पड़ता है. वी डायरेक्टली नीड टू कम्युनिकेट, वन डिपार्टमेंट मैनेजर नीड टू कम्युनिकेट टू द अनदर, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज गैंग प्लैंक, विच इज कॉल्ड एज ब्रिज कम्युनिकेशंस ऑल्सो. Now the next principle say order. According to this principle of Henry Fayol, he say that people and material which are used for the organization, they should be placed into their proper places. This principle is basically saying that arrangement of things. It means what we required for any organization. एक organization में क्या चीज़ें ज़रूरी होती हैं? रिसोर्सेज क्या हो सकते हैं? आपके ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज हो सकते हैं, आपके मशीनरी रिसोर्सेज हो सकते हैं, राइट? सो ही से दैट दिस प्रिंसिपल इज रिलेटेड अरेंजमेंट ऑफ थिंग्स एंड पीपल. इट मीन्स देयर शुड बी अ प्लेस फॉर एवरीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग शुड बी इन अ प्लेस, यानी हर एक चीज़ के लिए एक जगह होनी चाहिए, राइट कि वो चीज़ कहाँ पे अवेलेबल होगी, कहाँ पे रखी हुई होगी, और वो चीज़ उस पर्टिकुलर प्लेस पे अवेलेबल होनी चाहिए. सो दैट इज़ द रीज़न ही से there should be a place for everything, whether it is an employee, whether it is a machine, whether it is technology, and everything should be placed in that particular place only. It means right man should be in right place, right? Bigger the organization, more difficult the order. आपको हर चीज़ को वहीं पे रखनी है जहाँ पे कि उसकी क्या है, नीड है. Now next principle say equity. Student just see this very carefully, because some of the student always have doubt here that equity and equality both are similar. Now I want you to go through with a diagram here, and then you will be able to identify that equality or equity both are not similar, right? You can see here in the equality here we have placed 3 stools here. All the 3 stools are similar in size. Are you able to see? No matter the people, those who are standing on these stools are what height, और if they are standing on that stool, कौन कहाँ पे access करेगा, कौन कहाँ पे reach करेगा. Now when we say about equity, you can able to see that what we are trying to do, we are trying to keep the people into a same situation. We are trying to keep all the people or all the employee into a same status. For that there will be certain employee whom we required more encouragement, whom we required more justice, more kindness, and there will be certain employee whom we will require less, right? So you can see एक example इन्होंने दे रखा है. The person who is, जिसकी हाइट थोड़ा छोटी है, उनको 2 स्टूल प्रोवाइड करा दिए हैं ताकि उनका स्टेटस आप ऑप्ट वो कर सके, इक्वल कर सके टू मैच विद द अदर एम्प्लॉय ओवर दे. सो इक्विटी प्रिंसिपल बेसिकली क्या बोलता है फ्यूल का, इट इज़ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ जस्टिस एंड काइंडनेस. मीन्स you should be, the manager should be just providing justice to all the employees, and he should be kindness for the employees. Equity in treatment and behavior is liked by everyone. It brings loyalty to the organizations. It applications require good sense, experience, and good nature. So basically good sense and experience are needed to ensure fairness to all employees. According to Phil, this principle is saying that kindness and justice in the behavior of managers toward the worker can able to increase their efficiency. Now, the next principle of Henry Fayol says stability of personnel. Now, this principle say employee turnover should be minimized to maintain organizational efficiency. According to Fayol, this principle say that we should not remove our employee immediately or frequently or within a short period of time. We should give them a reason, we should give them a proper time so that they can able to secure their job. If our organization who is going to unnecessary turning over their employee or frequently removing their employee are going to get a bad result of this. And the simple reason for this is, अगर आप बहुत जल्दी जल्दी अपने एम्प्लॉयज़ को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से रिमूव करेंगे, आपको न्यू एम्प्लॉय अपॉइंट करने पड़ेंगे, और इन दीज न्यू एम्प्लॉय यू नीड टू प्रोवाइड द होल गाइडेंस, होल ट्रेनिंग फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ लर्निंग देयर वर्क, विच इज़ गोइंग टू इंक्रीज योर एक्सपेंडिचर्स. Next principles of Henry Fayol say about initiative. Now, initiative principle of Henry Fayol is little bit difficult here for you, but let's explain this in an easy manner. According to this principle, he say workers should be encouraged to develop and carry out their plan for improvement according to Fayol. Initiative का मतलब क्या होता है? Initiative का मतलब होता है taking the first step with the self motivations. It is thinking out of the box and executing the plan. Right? It basically means the people, those who are working, the worker, those who are working inside the organizations, the manager should encourage them, encourage their subordinate, and so that they can take their first step. They can also come up with the suggestions to the organizations time to time, and they can also able to give the proper suggestion to the employee organization, the managers. They can think out of the box and they can execute their plan. So initiative is basically concerned with thinking out and execution of plan, and this is only possible when you will guide your employee, when you will encourage your employee for doing this. Now next principle of Henry Fayol says spread the corps. Now spread D corps, as you can see here in the group people, so many people are holding hand with each other. It means they are talking about unity, right? It means union. So this principle of spread D corps say that union is strength. The manager must encourage spread D corps among his employee. Every employee in the organization must consider him as a part of a team and try to achieve the team goal, because team contribution is always better than individual contribution. It means we are again talking about the general interest and individual interest. According to this principle, what he is saying, that inside the organization there should be a principle of spread D corps. This basically say a unity and harmony among the employee. The people or the employee, those who are working inside the organization, they should be united with each other. They should have a harmony between each others. They should work into a group for getting the objective of organizations. And the simple example of this is how it is possible, how spread D corps is possible, how unity work, group union is possible. This is only possible when a manager should replace I with V. जबकि एक manager क्या करेगा, I को किस में replace कर देगा, V में replace कर देगा. So all the worker will work in a team spirit, and this is the only time where the organizational objective can be achieved. Student, this was all about the 14 principle of management. In the next video, we will be talking about the comparison of your Henry Fayol and Taylor principle. I hope you have understood the 14 principle of management given by Henry Fayol. Thank you.